What's up, Lore Hounds? iTZKooPA here. I'm here in the Neverwinter booth. Jack Emmert, CEO of Cryptic Studios. So you guys are giving us the great weapon fighter class for the first time, playable, out for everybody.
Yep, out for everybody to play and see, the ability to do massive amounts of damage, especially around your player, area of effects things. First time people can sit down and hack and slash and have at it.
So we have it's action RPG, lots of MMO elements, super fast combat. We've just gotten our hands on higher level content recently with a press event. So how did you guys how did you like the feedback that you got from everybody going on right now?
Well, everything's been great. It's kind of scary. It's been going so great. It's like, gee, do I have enough servers for launch? But it's better than the reverse, I'll tell you that. But as CEO, I guess I always have to be a little nervous. I suppose that comes with the job.
Well, you guys are using a great IP, Dungeons and Dragons. We got Salvatore over here is actually signing books right now.
Right there.
Now, is his novels, are they tied into the story, or is it more just Forgotten Realms and being branded for Neverwinter?
Bob and I were just talking about that. In fact, the series of books that he's signing right now is a series of 4 books all about Neverwinter, and basically the events between Neverwinter Nights 2 and our MMO, and chronicling all the things that happened to Neverwinter to get it to where it is now.
So speaking of the Drow, they were actually brought up as one of the original classes, but it seems that they're not going to make launch now. Are they being pushed back and launched later, or how are they being handled?
We are going to put Drow in as a playable race after launch. At launch, if you buy one of our Founders Packs, you get to be a Menzo Berenson Renegade. So from that city that Drizzt and many other Drow are from, very famous in the Forgotten Realms, you get that special playable race that has some extras to it when the game launches. The free playable Drow will come later.
Is that the secondary edition of the Drow, is that going to be free for current players?
Yeah, anything, yes. We're probably going to have a situation where we'll always have playable versions, free versions of the races, but we might also have premium versions of those races for those people who are really into it.
You guys have had, this is now the 3rd beta weekend, so people have gotten their hands on various levels, low-level content, mid-tier, and now we're into our, I believe, up to level 40 this weekend.
Yes.
60 is a level cap, yeah. So what are we looking at for endgame content?
Well, that would be telling. Obviously, the game, I think it gets more and more challenging. The dungeons become more and more involved. The critters have more and more interesting game mechanics, almost like trying to solve a puzzle when you're in some of these encounters. And of course, the gear gets that much more epic and that much more awesome. And then there's, PvP, which we haven't talked much about, but I think a lot of exciting things for Endgame, lots.
There was some talk during the recent beta weekend event that there's a PvP, PvE endgame. Can you speak more to that? Any details about it?
Well, I'm pretty sure that's still under wraps, and I know all about it, and I'd be afraid to say something. But yes, there is an endgame zone with content that is PvE mixed with PvP. I'm pretty excited about it, actually, because one of the big things about PvP is you either like it or you don't. And it's very difficult to get the casual PvPers involved. So we wanted to create gameplay that allowed somebody who's a diehard PvE player to still engage in it and be part of it without having to worry about being ganked, right? And allow, the predators, or people like me who like PvP, although usually I'm the one getting killed, but I still like it, allow us to do our thing. So I think it's the best of both worlds.
So is there open world PvP?
In a way, yes. I'm going to put it that way.
One of the other things is, so far everything's been, you can solo the content if you want, or you can go in with a party. Is there a scaling effort, or is it just because you can be that good with all the action combat?
Well, obviously, that player skill plays a pretty large part in the ability to complete content. But I think we made a conscious decision that there is content that is soloable. You can group to do it more quickly. But if you want to do the group content, which is where the better gear typically lies, you usually queue up for those things in the skirmishes and the dungeons, and those are always 5-man events, at least. That's always group content.
So you mentioned at least. Does that mean there's a chance to see larger parties in these dungeons?
Yeah. There's always, yeah. Yeah, I mean, remember, you can always have a bunch of parties working cooperatively together. We do this in Star Trek with some of our Starfleet actions, where you'll see 4 or 5 man teams thrown onto a map having to do something. 5 man is sort of the basics, but yeah, we've got lots of plans.
So there hasn't been too much discussion about guilds up to date, because it's only been very 5-man or solo content.
Yes.
Is there going to be a robust guild system?
So probably at launch, the guilds are going to focus most heavily on the social aspect and also the ability to trade easily. We have a new crafting system called Professions that is just opening up now for players. And with the guild, you'll be able to trade easily with your friends, find out what's going on, do dungeons together with people you know, and that's the focus for guilds at launch. However, we do believe the guilds are vital.
So we have Neverwinter, free-to-play action MMO RPG. We still don't really have a release date. Do we have anything more concrete?
I do know that we're getting really close to an open beta announcement, if not a release, but it's getting really close.
I mean, it's super polished. I think I've only had to hit the giant bug icon once during my playtime and stuff like that. So we can't wait to check it out full on. You can sign up for beta at any time, right? Or you can grab the founder pack as well to get yourself in immediately.
You can buy a founder's pack, you can get in guaranteed, or there's tons of codes floating around. You never know, we might even have another beta weekend. Let's see how this one goes. Maybe we'll have beta weekend 4 if people want it.
With endgame content.
You never know.
Thanks so much, Jack.
All right, thank you.